Herbs. Herbs is a really very cool part of cooking. It's great for flavour, amazing for health, to be general. And I'm going to split it into two camps. First of all, we've got the woody camp. So that's things like we've got the thyme here, we've got the rosemary here, and the sage. So thyme, rosemary, sage, they're really common herbs, they're brilliant herbs. But also you've got things like bay leaf, myrtle, there's all sorts of weird and wonderful things out there. Go get them, plant them up, whether it's a window box, up in a flat or in a back garden. Brilliant. And also the great thing about these is you can have thyme, rosemary and sage nearly all year round, if not all year round, to put into your cooking. So at this time of year, when the weather's not so hot, what you can do is just run these under hot water for 7 seconds. That loosens up the natural oil, makes it much, much more tasty and easy to deal with. With things like thyme, to prep these, dead simple. Just grab yourself a stalk, hold your fingers over it like that, and just carefully pull the stalk away from here. See that? Nice and easy. And then with the rosemary, you can do exactly the same, but the other way around. You hold the end, and the rosemary leaves will come off. You might not always want to take the herbs off the stalk. And for the sage, literally you're just snapping them and picking them off. So once you've picked these woody herbs, you know, you can either roughly slice them, or what I like to do, I call it the cigar method. I basically get as many leaves as I can and just sort of roll it up and fold it up and sweep, you know, as many of the leaves into it as possible. And then that way you've got a nice dense clump of herbs. And then using that rocking action on the knives, you can either finely or roughly slice these little babies into either slices, or you can just simply twist it afterwards, and then you can kind of get it sort of roughly chopped. And if you want it really fine, use the cross-chopping method. And there you go. And as I say, it's horses for courses. You might not always want to slice or chop woody herbs. You might want to bash them or leave them whole. But there's that for the moment. And then on the soft herbs, here's a few little things. I use the same method again. Parsley stalks often I use. There's nothing wrong with them. I'll normally take parsley stalks down to about here, right? They're delicious up to about here, right? And then I'll use the slightly woodier stuff like this for sort of soups and stocks and stuff like that. So instead of kind of like, you know, just endlessly picking herbs like you see in the restaurants, you know, at home and in the restaurant, frankly, I go to the sort of last leaf here, straight off like that. I can get through my jobs quicker. Also, those delicate little stalks in your food are delicious because they're sweet, and I just think, you know, it's a good flavour, so why would you chuck it away? So that's the parsley. Again, I roll that up like the cigar method, like that, and you can get really good results on your finely slicing straight away. And just rolling it up almost does sort of half of the slicing for you. So there's some sliced up parsley. And then on things like mint and basil. Now mint and basil are fragrant, incredible herbs, right? And a personal thing that I do is I get a little cup of water, right? I just have that. When I'm picking my herbs, you know, I don't do it too thoughtfully, but I take the smaller leaves like this, put it into the water, right? And that's what I'm going to sprinkle onto my pastas, my salads, my stews, or whatever it is that I'm doing, ragouts. So these fine leaves here are going to be delicate to eat at the last minute, and also they'll look dead beautiful, so it makes you look better, right? So the delicate ones here, like that, and then I take the big leaves like that, and I'll slice them up using the cigar method. So I'll do that on the mint as well. Just take those delicate little leaves in here, and then take the bigger ones off here like that. And then, you know, you can pop that in the fridge for hours, come back to it, sprinkle it over whatever it is you're doing, and it will look amazing. And then again, on these basil and mint, you can roll it up, a la the cigar method, and finely slice it. So there you go, there's a bunch of tips about how to use your herbs. You know, another big aspect of herbs is using the pestle and mortar, and to know how to do that properly, just click on pestle and mortar on the apps.